Once upon a time, in a city known for its raw urban energy, Detroit, there lived a woman named Nina Car. She was a single mother of two beautiful children, a boy and a girl. Her days were filled with the rhythm of the city, the sizzle of the grill where she worked as a waitress, and the laughter of her kids. It was a rainy Tuesday evening, and Nina was trudging home after her late shift at the diner. The rhythmic pitter-patter of raindrops was the soundtrack to her day. She clutched an umbrella in one hand and bags of groceries in the other, her worn-out shoes splashing through the puddles on the sidewalk. As she turned onto a quiet street, she noticed an elderly man standing near a park bench. He appeared distant, his eyes blank, his coat drenched, and his hands trembled slightly. Most passersby glanced at him and kept walking, assuming someone else would help him. But Nina's heart told her there was more to this situation than met the eye. Cautiously, she approached him, her own dampness forgotten. "Sir, are you all right?" she asked gently. The man slowly turned to her, his face etched with confusion. I think I'm lost," he stammered. In that moment, Nina knew she couldn't just leave him there. She offered him her umbrella and guided him into a nearby bus shelter. As they waited for help to arrive, Nina shared half of the sandwich she had packed for her children. They ate in comfortable silence, the rhythmic drumming of the rain filling the space between them. After a while, the man explained that he had wandered out from the local nursing home during their scheduled walk. But something had gone wrong. He couldn't remember how to get back, and he didn't have any ID on him. Fear tugged at Nina. She thought about her own busy life and wondered if someone had been so kind to her when she was down. Looking at the old man, she knew she had to act. Using her last few dollars, she called a cab and they rode to several care homes until they found the right one. Relief washed over her when he was safely inside and someone else took over. She quietly slipped away, melting back into the rain-soaked streets. "No good deed goes unrecognized," her mother used to say. And Nina believed in those words. Still, she never expected anything in return for her kindness. What Nina didn't know was that the man she had helped wasn't just anyone. His name was Walter Grayson, and he was the founder of a multi-billion-dollar tech company. He had retired after the passing of his beloved wife, but loneliness had become his constant companion. Despite his wealth, he couldn't buy friendship or love, and now here he was, lost, wet, and embarrassed, feeling invisible and alone in the world. He didn't just recognize Nina's kindness, he saw a reflection of his late wife in her. During his moments of clarity, he remembered every detail about her. Her unwavering optimism, her quiet strength, and especially her compassion. As the days passed, his mind struggled, desperately trying to hold on to the memory of the young woman who had shown him humanity. Back at the nursing home, Walter couldn't shake off the memory of Nina. Her image lingered in his thoughts, her voice echoed in his ears. All he remembered was her kindness, her gentle touch, her soft voice saying, "It's all right. We'll get you home soon." He kept repeating those words to himself as if they held a secret he needed to decipher. Determined to find her, he confided in his assistant, a man named James, who had served him loyally for years. "James, I need you to find that woman, the one who helped me that day. Find her. I don't care what it takes." James, a man of few questions, simply nodded. He knew better than to question Walter's sudden obsessions. LA. Meanwhile, Nina's life was far from easy. Her small apartment was in a constant state of disrepair. Her landlord threatened eviction every other month, and keeping up with her son's asthma medication was a financial strain. Times were tough, and she had dreams of a better life for her and her kids. But every dollar went toward putting food on the table and a roof over their heads. She still thought about the elderly man she'd helped. He touched her heart with his helplessness, and she hoped he'd be all right. Little did she know that the man she'd helped was none other than Walter Grayson. One morning, as Nina was fixing a leaky pipe under her kitchen sink, a sleek black car pulled up outside her crumbling apartment building. Startled, she wiped her grease-stained hands on her overalls and peeked out the window. A smartly dressed man stepped out of the car, his posture impeccable. He held a folder in one hand and seemed to be searching for someone. When he knocked on her door, Nina hesitated before opening it. She eyed the man cautiously, wondering what he could possibly want. "Are you Nina Carter?" he asked politely. She nodded slowly. He reached out and handed her an envelope. "Here for you," he said. Inside the envelope was a letter and a check. The letter was simple, handwritten, and read, "You saved me when I felt invisible. This is just the beginning. With gratitude, Walter Grayson." Nina opened the check and her breath hitched. She searched for answers and found Walter's note again. Suddenly, she understood. It was Walter Grayson. The man she had helped was a billionaire. But how did he find her? More importantly, why was he giving her this money? Questions raced through her mind, but she had no answers. The following days were a blur. Nina sought out Walter, wanting to give back the check and understand his intentions. However, the man who knocked on her door had vanished, leaving no forwarding address. The only link to Walter was the giant check that could change her and her kids' lives forever. Nina grappled with her decision, torn between her need for help and her desire to do the right thing. Days turned into weeks, and the weight of the choice pressed heavily on her. She couldn't shake off the feeling that she was being dishonest by keeping the money when she knew Walter was looking for her. Yet as she watched her kids struggle with inadequate housing and limited opportunities, she also couldn't bear the thought of returning the money. Each night she prayed for guidance, hoping to find a path that aligned with her values. Meanwhile, Walter had launched a discreet investigation to find Nina. He wanted to ensure she understood his gratitude without exploiting her. His team worked tirelessly, combing through public records, security footage, and social media posts. They were determined to locate her, no matter how long it took. As luck would have it, James stumbled upon Nina's son's school project. The boy had drawn a picture of himself with his mom and a helping hand reaching out to support them. And in the background of the drawing, there was a faint watermark of a local diner. With a new lead in hand, James tracked Nina's movements. He learned about her daily routine and discovered where she worked. It wasn't long before he found her at the diner. In the meantime, Nina continued to search for a solution. She explored various charities, hoping to find one that aligned with her values and could use the money to help others in need. But nothing seemed quite right. She couldn't bear the thought of giving up the money, yet she couldn't bring herself to spend it either. That's when she had an idea. She decided to start her own foundation, an organization dedicated to providing support and resources to single mothers. She wanted to create a community where mothers like her could turn to for help. And then one day, James, Walter's assistant, found her. He was taken aback by Nina's humility and the genuine concern she had for other single mothers. He informed her that Walter wanted to meet her and discuss her idea. Nina was apprehensive, but she agreed to meet him. When they met, Walter was impressed by Nina's integrity and her compassion. He saw the opportunity to give back to society while honoring his late wife's memory. Together, they decided to support Nina's foundation. Walter pledged significant funds and promised to help her make a positive impact in the lives of other single mothers. Over the years, Nina's foundation grew, providing essential resources and support to countless families. She became a beacon of hope, empowering single mothers to overcome challenges and pursue their dreams. Her story gained national attention, and she became a symbol of resilience and kindness. She never forgot the importance of helping others, a lesson she learned from her mother and embodied in her daily life. As for Walter, he found solace in knowing that his donation had made a difference. He continued to support the foundation, taking pride in the positive impact it had on the community. Despite the initial fear and uncertainty, Nina's decision to accept the money proved to be it allowed her to create a legacy that honored her values and made a lasting impact on the world.